Here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of our ByuN, and we have our blue Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion. Ooh, it is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss, the red Protoss player representing Club NB. It is Creator. And if you are in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets in the chat for who you think, who you believe is going to take this series, who you believe is going to come out on top. Will it be ByuN or Creator, the Terran or the Protoss? Up to you to decide. Hold on. Predictions open. Beautiful. Here we go. Again, Creator, of course, recently coming back from his little vacation. If you were following Creator on Instagram, you would have seen the Creator. He went to Japan over the weekend. He did go to Japan, which is why he was not there for, I believe, KSL, but he was there back at home in time for ESL Open Cup Asia. He was here back in time for ESL Asia. Creator, I'm sure, enjoying his time abroad, now has returned and now is ready to get back into the thick of it. So far, a really good run out of Creator. He just took down Classic, who I would say is more of a favored player overall. Classic has been brought low, and Creator looking strong here in the PvP. But can he keep up with ByuN in a Protoss versus Terran? That is the question. That is the question. I want to say that we've seen Creator beat ByuN recently. I want to double check here. I say recently, like IM Katowice was a massive chunk of time out of StarCraft for us casting. Yes, so we casted Creator 2-0 ByuN. This was in ESL Open Cup Asia 200, number 200, which was quite some time ago, to be fair. That was quite some time ago. Most recently, they faced off in 213, where they went to the ace match, but ByuN did come out on top. So far, ByuN has been Creator 2 times this year. They've only faced twice. We'll see if Creator can fight back, as we are going for a Rax expand into our factory. So an economic opener out of ByuN. Creator, he just probe scouted. He did not see the CC, so he's in the dark. He didn't see the gas either, so he doesn't quite know what kind of opener we're working with. We can see that it's economic. Creator, he's in the dark. He's going for a proxy pylon with a Twilight Council opener. Dark Shrine, DTs, Clappy. Let's go. Okay, so it's going to be a Twilight Council opener here out of Creator. ByuN, I believe, yep, he skipped his SCV Scout, he skipped his Reaper Scout. Very common. It's very common in Korean TvP to skip your SCV and to skip your Reaper and to just be greedy like this. It is risky, don't get me wrong, but that is why Creator can get away with this, get away with a proxy Dark Shrine. As we did mention, very little reason to proxy the pylon unless we're going for a DT opener. And ByuN has no idea what's going on. Did open up double Cyclone, is moving out across the map, and Creator, what do we have to defend? We have a shield battery, a Stalker, an Adept. Depending on the control, this could be enough. The Adept will confirm the Cyclones. We do get eyes on the opener. We'll have to warp in defensively back at home. There it is, second Stalker does rock up. We do have enough. Meanwhile, across the map, ByuN rushing into a third CC. Third CC after the starport. Very greedy here out of ByuN. It means he has very little to defend back at home. He has a bunker on the way. The Dark Shrine's still not quite done. But we have the potential. Oh, the Raven is on the way. Not like this. This is why DT openers are so uncommon. Raven openers are very common in this matchup, so it's so risky to go for this. Raven has arrived. But we are pushing out. We are moving out with said Raven, which means there is potential with those DTs. There is potential. The Raven moving out for auto turret harass, not staying back at home, does avoid the Zelnaga. Meanwhile, the War Prism is on the way, which means these DTs are a little bit delayed. They are quite delayed here. Oh wait, no, my fault. We did warp them in. I was like, where are they? We have one here in the natural. We have one trying to get into the main base. Unable to, though. We're going to get a couple of SCV kills. We're going to get a mule. Raven does make it back home. 3 SCVs, not ideal. I'm sure we were hoping for a little bit more. Second DT was just chilling here outside. And from here, we're going into Disruptors. Oh, sorry, Colossus. Colossus should be on the way. One more Dark Templar into the main base. There is no eBay. And I believe Creator hasn't seen how greedy ByuN has been yet. No, sorry, he has. He saw the third CC. They can't quite do much about it. Forces a scan here in the natural. Gets 2 more SCVs. Again, this is at least keeping ByuN busy back at home. But he was going to be back at home anyway because of how greedy his opener was. He was going to be defensive nonetheless. So I still like ByuN's position overall. His third base now kicking in. We have extra scans. We have extra mules. Creator back at home getting into his Colossi. Double forge. I do like the double forge here from Creator. Recognizing how defensive ByuN is being. So we can be greedy. So do see Creator basically containing his opponent. Still building himself back up. Still very vulnerable, but again, ByuN likewise building up himself. A couple of tank volleys up on the army. Third base now being taken. Oh, we do see the army though, so ByuN gonna take it slow. No rushing into his third yet. There we go, does rotate around. Creator is gonna be backing off, retreating back home, and the game is gonna be settling. The game is gonna be settling from here. Now, ByuN can go for some drop play. He's got Stim, he's got his Medivacs, he can be active on the map. Creator, can we keep up? Because of this DT opener, Blink is late. Blink is delayed here for Creator, so dealing with drop play is going to be difficult for the Protoss, at least until Blink kicks in. And even then, we don't really have the highest Stalker count. Creator rushing into a fourth here as ByuN takes his third. Honestly, a really good timed fourth. I love that we expand northwards as well, because technically this proxy gives him some scouting information, does get eyes on any kind of drop play from this side, or any kind of ground push. So I do really appreciate this setup here from Creator. Back at home, and ByuN still building up. I assumed he was going to be going for drop play, but no, he's chilling back at home, establishing his third, waiting for it to get up and running. And now we're getting into 2-2. A slight upgrade lead here for ByuN, only slight. As Creator shouldn't be too far behind with his own 2-2. So overall, it's been a pretty passive, like, mid-game here, but it's just because of how dynamic the early game was, with ByuN being greedy and Creator going for those DTs. In the end, the Dark Templar didn't really do too much damage, but Creator was at least able to recognize what was happening and be greedy behind it. As a result, Creator does have an economic lead. Still is lacking a little bit with his army. Scan reveals the Dark Shrine. And the army, of course. ByuN rotating over. How many Colossi do we have? We have 3. Not bad. 3 Colossi. We have an Immortal. Tech is going to be shut down. And I'm not so convinced that Creator can take a fight yet. He has to be very careful with his movements. Very delicate micro here. As he's still building up his buffer force. Working towards disruptors. Remember, it's only one robo producing at a time. One disruptor at a time. Which means ByuN won't have that much splash damage he has to worry about. 1, soon to be 2 disruptors. Meanwhile, ByuN, he's about to max out. He's taking his 4th base. He's already got Ghost. He's got Viking production well underway, +1 ship weapons in production as well. This army from ByuN is looking quite terrifying. But it's going to come down to the engagements. ByuN does spot the army. Does see Creator pushing through the center. Scan will reveal Creator as well. As he will pull back, Zealots head towards the mineral line. They shouldn't get much done though. They get a handful of SCVs. 6, 7, oh my god, 10 workers going to be going down as we have another run by here on the left hand side. The friendly fire from the tank doesn't help. 15 workers go down. Creator, the initial Zealot run by really just distracting ByuN, and he gets even more damage done on the left. The entire mineral line goes down. Very nicely done here by Creator. He does stifle the economy, and now he can focus on his push. There it is, second robo now on the way. I'm now less concerned. The problem with relying on one robo is that it means that if you take a bad fight, if you lose a chunk of your army, it takes so long to rebuild and remax. So I love the second robo. We have Storm in production as well, so we have multiple forms of splash damage, every form of splash damage, Colossus, Disruptors, and Storm. And there's a Stargate on the way for a transition into Skytoss. We're headed towards the late game. We're heading in that direction, but before we can get there, ByuN is moving out. He has +1 for his Vikings. He's got 2/2 for the ground army. Plenty of goes for EMPs. Good feedback. Very nice feedback on the Raven. Nova's zoning back the army. Put a good EMP on the Archons. And he will focus one of them down. But he cannot push in. Zealot run by distracts ByuN. Gets a couple of SCVs. But again, so far Creator is doing a great job at defending, and now here comes the next step. +1 air attack, 2, 3 Stargates soon to be up and running. Fleet Beacon as well. We're working towards Tempest and Carriers, working towards Skytoss. We're getting there, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take some time to actually get to that stage. Until then, I would say that ByuN has the advantage and he's in the driver's seat. It's on him to break Creator before he can get into Skytoss. And the scan reveals it. Big scan in the main. We get eyes on all the Stargates. ByuN knows he's on a bit of a timer. He also knows to get ready for what's to come. As we speak, 5th base on the way. Soon to be a 6th as well. Turrets being thrown down. And we are going for a bit of a split push. We're splitting up our army. Creator likewise trying to keep up with the movement of ByuN. Zealot run by coming in again, going for the tower. Senses how it goes down. We pick off a ghost. Zealots get into the mineral line. ByuN actually being pulled apart a little bit. He does leave a big chunk of his army here towards the left-hand side. And Creator is pushing in, and I don't know if there's enough. Good EMPs. Ghost does get sniped by that Disruptor. Nova does connect. Oh, risky move out of Creator. He does get caught out. We get 1, we get 2. 2 Colossus and 2 High Templar go down. Big pickoffs. Creator overextending, pulling himself apart. And ByuN, he's trying to come in from behind. Good Storm here on the army. Decent EMP. Oh, what that Storm did so much damage. And this flank from ByuN is being annihilated. We take down another Colossus. The Colossus count does get reset. That was a little bit shaky for both players, but as we saw, Creator, he plummets in supply, and it's going to take a while to rebuild, especially with carriers. Creator has to be careful. He cannot lose too much here in this fight, otherwise things will quickly snowball in favor of ByuN. ByuN, he's already remaxed. Creator warping in a wave of Stalkers, warping in a wave of DTs. We're going for the base. We're going for the planetary. The tower isn't done. The turret isn't done yet. Oh, but we're waiting. We're lying in wait. This turret will finish. We will have detection. You can see ByuN making 4 Liberators at a time, plus 3 ship weapons on the way. Decent Nova. DTs, they go in! And they barely get a kill on the Planetary. The base does fall, and Creator, he can keep on pushing. ByuN, he's turning back around. Creator doesn't like what he sees. He will pull back. And ByuN still has a pretty terrifying army, but he does lose a base and 11 SCVs. Another CC going to take his place. This is going to be an orbital, not a planetary. This base is going to be significantly weaker. And Creator, he's getting away with it. Like, there was a big window where he had no Colossi, we had limited splash damage, no Storm. But ByuN, because of the DT harass, because of the Zealot harass, ByuN has been stuck at home defending. And Creator, he's gotten away with those carries. He goes in once again, sniping more of those libs. And he's just keeping ByuN busy, dancing with the army. While the carrier count is just getting higher and higher here for Creator. There's been a couple of minutes here. There's been a period where ByuN has had enough of an army to break his opponent, but he just hasn't been able to move out. ByuN, he hasn't threatened a base in quite some time. As he's distracted, 17 SCVs go down. Oh my god, the Zealots go ham! The Zealots and the DTs, 21 SCVs fall. At the same time, another DT counterattack is being set up as well, and ByuN is being pulled apart left and right. He's been wanting to attack for a long time. He has an army, but he's just been stuck at home. Once again, we come in. Liberator falls. These tanks are looking a little bit exposed as well. In his frustration, ByuN tries to stim one forward, but we have plenty to defend. And again, how many kills? Look at the carrier count. We have 4, soon to be 7. This entire time. It's been getting higher and higher. Scan does confirm as well. ByuN now aware. And to be fair, he is making 4 Vikings at a time. Like, he has a lot of anti-air. The problem here is the economy. Like, Creator, he has a bank. He has the gold. ByuN has been struggling a little bit more. Oh, rough choke point for Creator. The Archon. Archon goes down to Disruptor as well. Bit of miscontrol out of Creator. He does bleed out some high-tech units. Was not a good fight for the Protoss. Meanwhile, ByuN, how many Vikings do we have? We have 14, soon to be 18 Vikings. We have a good amount of Liberators. We have Ghosts. Honestly, ByuN has been doing a really good job of just refining his army and getting ready for the Sky Toss. Catches another Immortal. Right, ByuN, he's been trading well. Cleans up the run by. These have been a good couple of minutes here for ByuN. Is it enough, though? As his economy is getting back up and running, he has a gas bank. No minerals, but has gas. Meanwhile, do we have a mothership? We do not. I'm a little bit surprised. The mothership, honestly, is pretty good nowadays. A lot cheaper, a lot less supply. Has a lot of mobility with that recall. A lot of support that it does provide the army. A lot of utility, that's what I'm looking for. Non-stop scans, we're looking for DTs. As the DT does waddle away, we escape. We get out of there, Poppy. We get out of there. Space almost mined out already. No more gas to work with. And I get a read on where Creator is. And here we go. Finally, we're moving out. So the carriers, they have arrived. And we have 10. Soon to be 12 carriers in total. My god. It's a lot of carriers. Is this too many, though? Like, typically against a Liberator-heavy army, we do want Tempest. We do want Tempest instead to pick away at those libs. Likewise, there's no mothership either. Do we have any storms? We have a couple. We have 2 High Templar. These are the only 2 High Templar for Creator. Drop on the right-hand side. Does catch a would-be base. Good EMP. We have some DTs to defend. Looks like we should be able to barely hold on. And again, Creator, he avoids the main fight. Stalker's almost getting caught out. The Novas! One connects with some Marauders. One Ghost falls, and we do zone away the army. This base is going to go down. There is no saving it. As I say that, Creator does pull back. The base does survive. I mean, these Vikings are pretty terrifying. The big thing that Creator is missing here is Ghosts. Sorry, Ghosts, what am I saying? High Templar, the Protoss Ghost. There it is. 2 more High Templar being morphed in. We need Storms, basically. Without Storms, there's nothing stopping these Vikings from collapsing on the carriers. So the Vikings have to be respected. As we're still making 4 Vikings at a time. So Storms are going to be crucial. Basically, anti-air supports. Stalkers, Archons, whatever we can make. This space is still looking very vulnerable, and there's barely any mining to be fair, but we do need to deny it. At the same time, ByuN taking the right base and also taking the gold. But Creator, he's here to stop it. Has arrived at the same time pushing in. DTs will be cleaned up, but at the same time, looks like he's, again, should take down this base. Good Storm. Zones away the Vikings. Oof. Good Nova as well. But you can see that Creator, he doesn't want to push in, because if he does overcommit, then ByuN pounces. ByuN will pounce. So it's a very delicate dance. At the same time, Creator also must feel a lot of urgency on him to kill this space so we can rotate over. DTs, they come in. The base towards the top left finally goes down. Meanwhile, so does the Planetary. Big pick offs there by Creator. Takes down 2 bases at the same time. Here come the Vikings. They got 1 carrier. One carrier does go down. Based on the sheer amount of Vikings we have, I wouldn't be opposed to a ground switch. I wouldn't be opposed to, if Creator does lose a bunch of carriers, to go into Mass Stalker. I don't think that would be a bad decision. What's another? Another carrier goes down. We're committing. At 1, 2 carriers going to be falling. Where are those Storms? We have 1 High Templar. That is not enough. That is DT still wreaking havoc. Once again, going for the goal base, going for the CC, the orbital. Full pulling back. Again, this DT harass has been brutal. Just time and time again, getting workers, getting bases. ByuN re-establishing top left. Creator rotating around. Does recall towards the bottom right. Yeah, recall is on cooldown. And we catch ByuN completely out of position. The Vikings, they're racing back to the other side of the map. And we will kill a Planetary. We should kill a Planetary. Oh my god, the repairs! The repairs are too good. ByuN, he holds. Repairs just a little bit too good. The Vikings, they have arrived, and Creator has to back off. This was not worth it. Again, I can't believe the base held. It lived. It survived. ByuN gonna be able to go back to mining. He has repositioned. And now Creator is in an awkward spot. He just cannot let these bases get up and running. Otherwise, ByuN will be the one to snowball out of control. As Creator, he needs to maintain his economic lead. Here we go. Stalker's gonna be forced back. Nukes on the way. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. Nukes are in production. Top left fully saturated. Goal base getting saturated as we speak as well. We're scanning, going back into carriers. We do have tectonic destabilizers on the way. That is the Tempest upgrade. Tempest upgrade on the way for Creator. I would have liked Tempest earlier, to be honest. Now, I'm still not opposed to going for a ground switch, but Tempest would be another good route, an alternate route. And so we go Vikings, they take down another carrier. Creator, Rick extending a little bit. Here comes the Storm. Storm grazes the Vikings. But the Vikings, they have no fear. They focus down 2 more of those carriers. There's only 2 left. And they rally in. The carriers, they rally into their deaths. Every single carrier goes down. We have 2 remaining here on the right-hand side. The Vikings have done their job. And now we're going to Tempest, but we needed these earlier. That's the problem here. These Tempests, they may just be too little too late. Creator is committing, takes down the Ghost. Decent connection with that Nova, but there's just not enough of a ground army. And ByuN, he should be able to hold on here. We have more Stalkers on the way. Nova not quite connecting. We are resetting the Viking count. Again, I'm loving this ground switch from Creator. Resets the Vikings. Takes down a lot of those Liberators. Big connection there with that Nova. Both players are battered and bruised. Again, Creator still has a bank, but he's running out of gas. Ooh, no mining gas here at the gold. He is mining here towards these southern bases. Creator, he's just running out of gas in general, but he's pouncing on top of the army. The Zealots! The mineral bank coming in clutch. We focus down the libs. Tempest looking a bit exposed. Good kiting there out of Creator. Very nicely done. As they will focus on that base. Creator breaking through the planetary. Tempest, they do reign supreme here. Focusing down more of those libs. Yeah, and it looks like Creator, he may just have too much. It's going to be close. Tempest are falling to the Vikings. Tempests are falling one after the other. No more disruptors. And the Zealot reinforcements are a little bit late. Boys are being pulled. Creator, can he break through? Can we force some friendly fire? We cannot. The mines go off, but Creator, he has broken this goal base. And ByuN, he's running out of money, running out of steam. Losing 28 SCVs. ByuN forced to back off, and Creator, he has an army. Not the highest quality army, as you can see. It's mainly a gateway force, mainly Zealots and Stalkers, but it's more than enough. The numbers are in favor of Creator. Again, his bank, his better mining throughout the course of this entire game is what's carrying him right now. ByuN just cannot keep up in the production. He's trying to. But Vikings are not the answer. There's only one Tempest. The Vikings are going down. We do go for a big stim on 4, but the Zealots from behind. We get a surround. Nova goes off. Doesn't quite connect, but does force a pick up. Good control out of ByuN. He's trying to hold on, trying desperately. Creator is being forced back. But really, he's just waiting for reinforcements. We have Colossi on the way. Tempest are trickling in. A bit of everything, a bit of a kitchen sink. And again, ByuN, he was baited into making more Vikings when he didn't really need them. Didn't add too much to the fight. And good EMPs. Good EMPs out of ByuN. Probes? The boys are being pulled. freeing up supply, I suppose. Creator, I mean, he's oversaturated. Like, he's running out of resources on his side of the map. Creator is running out of money. But we collapse here on ByuN. And it looks like this base is going to be going down. The Nova does connect. Does some friendly fire. But Creator, he is maxed out. He has a lead. He's in the driver's seat. And ByuN, he's struggling to survive. And I can't believe it's been 30 minutes. I'll be honest, it hasn't felt that long. Hasn't felt that long. I know the early to mid game was more passive. I know it was more passive here. But again, we're running out of money. We do get on top of the only mining base here of Creator. Shield battery going to be going down at the same time. Creator pushing in. He may lose this base, but he wants the army. Creator, he should be able to collapse on this. Should be able to. Yeah, big Colossus swipes. Big storms as well. Oh my god. Massive storms. GG gets called. ByuN runs out of units. He runs out of money. Runs out of everything. And Creator takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Creator taking a lead in this series, coming out on top here in a more Mac-oriented game. Remember, winding it back, ByuN wanted to be the aggressor. He wanted to be in the face of Creator, but he just didn't find the room to. He just wasn't able to get across the map. We spoke about the transition. We spoke about... Oh, hold on. Let him know. Looks like the upper semifinals has ended. So the rest of the cast is going to be joining us. But to wind it back, remember, ByuN needs to be in the face of Creator, needs to be knocking down those bases and stopping him before he could get into his sky toss, before the carriers. Remember that. There was a window when ByuN scanned and he saw. But Creator, to give props to Creator, did an amazing job at keeping ByuN busy with non-stop DT harass, Zealot harass, army posturing, army movement. ByuN never was able to apply any pressure to the bases of Creator. He never dealt any economic damage. He was just stuck perpetually on his side of the map. Creator, he had map control. He kept map control. And Creator, as a result, was able to get away with the carriers, with the sky toss, with a better economy, with a higher base count. And that overall led into the win in the end. With that better economy. And here we go. We're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our blue Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion down in this series. Looking to fight back. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss representing Club NV. Leading the series 1-0. 1 game away from advancing on to the grand finals. It is Creator. So we have confirmation the upper semis has concluded, and what is the result? That is the question. I do not know, as it looks like Funada the casters. It looks like they haven't updated the ESL admin. But checking the Wikipedia, it looks like Dark did take down Hero 2-0. Big win there for Dark. I'm a little bit sad that I missed it, but I'm actually quite happy that we saw game 1. Game 1 here was wild between Creator and ByuN, and I'm here for a PvZ finals. But we'll see. We'll see if ByuN can fight back, can bounce back, and force the ace match. I want to believe he can, but the pressure is on. It's going to be a Rex expand here from ByuN, a single gas opener from our Terran player, so going to be economic. Probe here in the natural, tasing away at those SCVs. Not able to get much more though. Did delay the CC, did force out a second worker. As Creator has still yet to go for his tech of choice. We go. See in the chat, Creator has 0 gas. Mate, Pap, you don't need gas. You have zealots. All the zealots you need, Pappy. For days, for days. Aye, aye, aye. All you need. More importantly, I think more than just Creator having a better economy than ByuN, it's also, of course, the fact that ByuN's economy was stifled. He was never able to mine freely from a 5-base setup. He was just constantly forced or constantly losing SCVs and being denied bases over and over again. So, of course, a combination of the two. Creator, of course, having more bases to work with, a cleaner economy to work with. ByuN, of course, struggling to get his own up and running. As we're going for a very different opener, it is going to be a Stargate Phoenix opener out of Creator. Let's go. Let us go. So something very different. As a reminder, it was 30 minutes ago, but in game 1, Creator did open up DTs, and it was a lackluster opener. The DT start wasn't really worth it. Later on in the mid game and in the late game, DTs were more than paying for themselves, but as an opener, it was lackluster. So we'll see if Creator can have a stronger start in game number 2. Back at home, ByuN going for his 1-1-1. Big shout out to Aldrich #1 in the chat for resubscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for subscribing, for the support. Thank you. Hope you've been having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend. And thank you. Hope you enjoy your emotes. Hope you enjoy your replay packs. Here we go. Creator moving out with his Phoenixes. He wants to try to shut down that Cyclone, but there's just too much on the ground. ByuN, he will hold. Mind Shot goes off as well. Doesn't kill anything, but does bruise and does soften up those Phoenixes. As Creator behind this opening up with a Robo. This looks like a Phoenix Colossus opener. This should be leading into a Robotics Bay into Colossus production on 2 bases, leading into a 3rd. There's the Bay as we spoke about for Colossi. And we should soon be seeing that 3rd Nexus. Meanwhile, ByuN is moving out. He has a pretty robust or pretty large army, all things considered. These are vanilla Marines. But his goal here is to deny the 3rd base, a 3rd that doesn't exist. A 3rd not quite here. He will delay it. Safety Immortal does get up and running. Behind this, ByuN going for his 3rd CC after the starport. Oh, can we bait out the shot? Oh! Ooh. We do bait out that mine shot. The Marines, they do collapse on the army, but again, they don't have stim. No stim, no combat shields. Regardless, DPS is still here, and we do force a cancel on the 3rd base. Very nice pick off there by ByuN. At the same time, Liberator going ham. Creator was distracted, and 6 probes go down. A very good start here by ByuN. He doesn't lose too much. He denies and delays the 3rd, and he kills 6 workers. Very good start. Behind this, he's going to be taking an economic lead, rushing into his 3rd base before getting into the rest of his production and the rest of his engineering base. Let's go. Now I get why Creator asked for the break. Wouldn't be able to hold on for that amount of time. Hold, Papi, hold. From here, Creator just trying to reciprocate that damage. Gets 4 SCVs here at the natural. Will be losing one of those Phoenixes. Creator trying to knock down that front door as well. So far, ByuN is able to hold on, but he will be bleeding out some units. Some of those workers. Hallucination Scout does confirm the 3rd CC timing. Up until now, Creator, he wasn't aware of that 3rd. Now is. Oh, and this 3rd base is so late for Creator. So, unlike the previous game, ByuN now has a massive economic lead. As ideally, the Protoss wants to be up a base compared to the Terran, and we're going to be even on bases. Never a good thing for the Protoss player. ByuN moving out on the right-hand side. Drop is spotted. Creator is aware. Your sack defense on the way. We do catch out the Cyclones. Not bad. Not a bad catch. Good force fields as well, as we do clean up some of those Marines. Very nicely done here by Creator. At the same time, here comes the drop. And do we have anything to defend? Oh, we do. But probes are going down. Oof. Brutal economic damage. There are 7 workers full. Half the mineral line, essentially. Creator will hold, but his economy is still behind. It's still getting up and running. His economy is still struggling. Meanwhile, back at home, we do have one tank here on the high ground. We have a decent amount of Marauders. Yeah, good tank volley on the army. Creator will have to back off. He's rotating around, looking for another way in. Creator, he did spot the depot. He's aware of the third, of course. And his Phoenixes are racing back home to defend against drop play. Yeah, the tank positioning a little bit too good. Creator thinking about maybe poking in, but yeah, ByuN will hold. And now with ByuN's better economy, we're getting into Ghost. We have Ghost production, or sorry, a Ghost Academy. We have 2-2. ByuN still in control. Going for a triple drop on the right-hand side. Phoenixes are around, but yeah, the drop is going to unload. Phoenix is trying to slow down this drop. They're going to be focused down. They get one medevac. Yeah, they're going to get both medevacs as well. Good defense here from Creator, but at the same time, here comes the main army, and Creator's out of position. He's out of position at the natural. Colossus is going to fall. No shield battery, no overcharge. We force a recall. And Creator is just being pulled apart. We focus on even more Colossi. The recall was not it. Every high-tech unit goes down. And Creator, he almost has nothing left. He's got one Immortal, a handful of Gateway units. And he just cannot keep up. Again, the dominoes have been falling ever since the start of the game. The first domino was the denied third. We can catch a couple units here. Mindshot's going to be going for the takedown. Zealots! Marauder's getting more done. 14 probes go down. Marauder's still alive on the right-hand side as well. And it's just becoming too much. And here comes ByuN with his death push, with Ghost now as well. He has EMPs. This base is going to go down. There's no saving it. It's how much HP? It's on 3 HP, Poppy. One more shot. It should go down. Creator, he barely holds on to it. His saving grace is he's on a 4 base economy. 3 HP. Ay, ay, ay. Regardless, ByuN getting his own 4th up. Building up more Marines. Marauders, a very bio-heavy army. And the problem is that without any splash damage, this army is terrifying. Without Colossus, without Disruptors, without Storm, there's nothing to stop ByuN. One Colossus comes out, but one is not going to be enough. Oh, Creator, he's supply blocked. Nice EMP on those Zealots. That's from here again. There's honestly, there isn't really that much pressure on ByuN. Like poking, prodding, rotating rounds is all he needs to do. He doesn't have to force the issue, as he's just building up a larger and larger army. We do have a massive amount of Zealots, I will say that. We do take some of those mine shots to the face. Zealot's going to be going down, and you can see ByuN just overwhelming Creator. Here comes some more Zealots, though. They try to buffer, and it looks like we barely break through the Marines, but we break through the line of Zealots. 2 Colossi go down. We're going for the 3rd. GG gets called, and ByuN will tab the series 1-1. GG. A much more aggressive game this time out of ByuN. Much more in the face of Creator. And Creator just could not keep up. Could not keep up with the speed, the drop play, the aggression of ByuN. And now we have an ace match. We have a game 3. Let's go. Let us go. So we're getting into that third game, into the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Solaris. Oh. You have Solaris coming up next. This is where it all ends. It looks like our players are asking for a small break. Hold on. Let me get my trusty Google Translate out. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're asking for a moment here. I don't blame them. After a long series, creator, he's like, I need to breathe. ByuN's like, okay, all good. So it looks like they do need a moment. And this also gives us a bit of time to go over, I guess, the rest of the bracket. We briefly mentioned it before, but Dark did take down Hero 2-0. So Hero has been eliminated. Again, we missed out on the series, unfortunately, but regardless, Dark did come out on top, which means Dark is waiting for the winner of this series in the grand finals. Going to be either Dark versus Creator or Dark versus ByuN. It's going to be a great finals nonetheless. And if you're curious, the finals is going to be a best of 5. Best of 5, not a best of 3. So plenty more games ahead of us. But we are nearing the end of the broadcast, right? We have 2 series left. We have this game and then 1 best of 5 before we do take a bit of a break. Again, we're going to be having a couple of hours break here on the CranKy Ducklings before we dive into ESL Open Cup Europe. The European Open Cup is in, I believe, 6 hours time from this message. And we're probably going to be live for another hour or so. So 5 hours from there. Then ESL Open Cup Europa. And we also have to prepare for the rest of the week as well. We have plenty of IEM replays to go over. We have plenty of GSL qualifier replays to go over as well. So we are going to be going over those GSL qualifiers. Likewise, I was also given access to the OSC Championship qualifiers. We missed out, unfortunately. For the OSC Championship, we didn't get to cast any of the main event, which is a bit of a shame, but we have been given access to the replays, so I can sift over the bracket and sift over the tournaments, and we can have some casts. We can have some. As it looks like Creator has returned and we are diving into that third game. Let's go. The end of the semis is upon us. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have our South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss, the red Protoss player representing Club NV. It is Creator. Here we go. We found ourselves in the ace match. Again, ByuN having a much more aggressive approach on Oceanborn. He was getting so much value out of his drop play. Remember, forcing a cancel at the third base, catching Colossi, getting probe kills, getting the fourth base as well. Not quite getting the fourth, I should say, but killing workers at least. And catching out Creator on multiple occasions. Creator, he was surviving, yes, but he was never really living, unfortunately. He just never was able to stabilize and find his footing. ByuN was able to eventually knock him down. But now we're here in the ace match. Again, Creator did ask for a small break. And in that break, what do you have for us? The probe is going in for a scout. Heading across the map. Trying to get a read on what's going on. ByuN this time going for a double gas opener, by the way. Double gas opener means a faster factory, means a delayed CC. Ooh, and Creator does confirm. He does see the factory. He's aware of the double gas. And he is going to be getting ready back at home. This will lead into just a more defensive play here. As the gate expand is upon us. And we will get into our check of choice. As a reminder, game 1, it was a DT opener out of Creator. Game number 2 was Stargate into Phoenix into Colossi. Game 3, what do you have for us? What do you have? As ByuN is going for a CC on the high ground. Probe coming into the main for our eventual tech. Classic has been very fond of throwing down his tech at the natural, but we can see the Creator is not one with Classic. He throws down his tech, it's going to be a Twilight Council instead, looking to be Blink Stalkers. I know the last time we saw Twilight Council, it led into Dark Templar, but this should be Blink from Creator. As he doesn't have a probe on the map, he doesn't have a proxy pylon. Meanwhile, Creator is likewise moving out with his initial Adept. Because that double gas opener, because of the faster factory, we do have double Cyclone production on the way here for ByuN. Cyclones, they have arrived, they reveal themselves to the Adept. Adept going to be able to barely shade away, and we'll race back home. Meanwhile, we're not stopping at 2, by the way. We have a 3rd and 4th Cyclone in production. That is a 2nd Rax before Starport, a very aggressive build here by ByuN. We could even throw down a 3rd Rax before Starport as well. Natural base is being taken. Yep, there it is. There's that 3rd Rax. So basically, we are delaying Starport. We're delaying Medevacs. We're delaying Medevac production in favor of building up a very solid army here of Marines, of early tank production as well. This is going to be a very strong push. This can lead into a 2-base all-in. We have seen players like Honmono and Gumiho embrace this and pull the boys with this timing where we build up towards 3 tanks. But ByuN shouldn't go for that. I mean, he can go for a 2-base all-in, but regardless, should be going for a tank push. Eventually with the Medevacs. As we should be seeing a Starport soon thereafter. Meanwhile, Cyclones are applying pressure. Creator just chilling back at home, going for Blink. It is going to be how many gateways? Ooh, 3 gateways in the main base. It's going to be a 3-gate Blink into a 3rd. So with 3-gate Blink, we do have map control, or I should say this typically would give us map control, and we can apply a little bit of pressure. It is a pretty safe opener from Creator, and I do like this against what ByuN has. Speaking of, ooh, we're moving out before Medevacs. I assumed we would be waiting. We'd be waiting for the Starport, waiting for combat shields. But ByuN, he's pulling the way. It's a 2-base all-in. Honmono, is that you? Again, this is a Honmono build. He does this very often, and I did mention before that ByuN has been a little bit of a fan of Honmono in recent times. The boys are being pulled 2-base all-in out of ByuN, and Creator has no idea. He hasn't seen any of this until now. This is the first that Creator sees the army. Creator barely has anything. He has 6 Stalkers to defend. Tanks are pushing in. Volley's going to be going off here on those Stalkers. We have the overcharge trying to keep this army alive. Again, thankfully, Creator did open up triple gateway. So he has a decent Stalker count. He can go for another warp in. He has the first Immortal in production. ByuN slowly pushing in. Stim is still on the way. This is hitting with combat shields. We catch a couple of reinforcements. Good movement there out of Creator. Probes are going down. Not the biggest loss, since ByuN is all in. But that's a lot of probe damage. Stalkers, they tried to come in from behind, but they got annihilated, and ByuN, he's breaking through. He's breaking on through, pushing on forward. Creator, he just doesn't really have much left to defend. We're down to 2 Stalkers. And ByuN, he has done it. He has caught Creator completely off guard with his pants down. ByuN, he's becoming hung, puppies. Ay, ay, ay. As he does rotate around, gets on top of this Nexus. Already killed the natural. He's not risking pushing up the ramp, so he's just going for the third, getting secure damage. And behind this, ByuN, he's just chilling. He's just working on the next step. Stim is on the way. We do have a bit of a Stalker counterattack, but we have plenty of reinforcements back at home. GG gets called. There is no way out of this. And ByuN will take the series 2-1, taking down Creator. GG. GG, well played. ByuN will take the series here in the end. Creator unfortunately had nothing to scout. He had no observer across the map. He had no adept either. Typically, when you open up triple gateway blink, so 3-gate blink, you usually have a Stalker army applying pressure and containing the opponent to scout any move out. But Creator was staying back at home. He didn't have any presence on the map whatsoever, so he didn't scout the all-in until it was already in his face. It was a very late scout from Creator, very limited vision, and ByuN took advantage of that. GG, well played. GG, well played. With that, ByuN will advance on to the grand finals, and we have our finals ready for us. It's going to be ByuN versus Dark in a ZVT best of 5. Let's go. Let us go, as we are going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here. When we return, we're going to have that best of 5 grand finals. It's going to be amazing, going to be beautiful. It's going to be a ZVT. Really, it's all that we want. It's all that we did want here. A beautiful Zerg versus Terran matchup. Shouldn't be too long. We're going to take a couple of minutes here for our players to conduct their vetoes, and then we will have our final series of the night. See you then.